Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first part of this is, I want to back up just a second. Okay, the power of a conversation is not in what you're saying. It's in how it's being perceived, how it lands. So it's actually in the listening. If someone's doing the speaking and someone's doing the listening, the power, like what produces the results, is what they hear, not what you say. Like I can say to my girlfriend, you know, call her a name, I'll call her a bitch, okay? And depending on how that lands, she'll laugh and kiss me or she'll slap me, okay? And that determines the context of how I said it, determines how she's going to hear that. But the result is going to be consistent with whatever she hears. If she hears I love you when I say those words, she's going to react to I love you. If she hears, you know, I don't like you anymore, she's going to react to that. It depends upon not what's being said, but what they hear. So as I go through these, we're focusing on, well, what does the person you're talking to hear? How does it land for them? Because that's what's going to have the results turn out. They're going to take actions consistent with how they hear it. So the first thing they have to hear is relatedness. It's like, how is this, how do I relate to this? Is, you know, how is this going to benefit me? What's my relationship to it? Do I have a contribution? Like, why am I needed to win that game? And is it a game worth winning? Is it important to me? So when you're talking to someone, this context or relatedness, they have to be able to see how it is for them. And traditional benefit selling works here. But I'll show you an example here in a little bit. I'll show you an example now. When I was with Stanley, we had a merchandising system, and it was cold calls. I would be introduced to a guy and just sell, and it was a very successful program. And if you bought enough of these merchandisers, you got 360 days to pay for them. So traditional selling, because it was so strong, I could sell all the benefits, you know, easy to organize, it keeps the wall intact, inventory control, all this sort of stuff. And I had a 55% success rate on cold call clients, which the average for cold calls is around 15%. So I was a really good salesperson, and I closed really, really well because the program was really strong, had a lot of benefits for this person. Okay? But then I started shifting the context a little bit. And instead of going in and selling a merchandising program, I went into this guy and he says, Steve's from Stanley, he's going to show you this merchandiser system. And the guy says, yeah, I hear you have a merchandiser system. I said, no, I don't. He says, no, you don't. He says, I'm going to show you a way that you can turn your inventory, sell it 3 times before you have to pay for it. Every single person wanted to hear what that was. You know, I asked, do you want to look at it? Well, nobody's going to say, no, I don't want to see how I can turn it 3 times before I pay for it. Everybody's going to be interested in that, right? And if I said, well, I'm going to show you a way to organize your inventory, there'll be like a lot fewer people that want to hear that. Mm-hmm. So it's all this context determines how successful the rest of the conversation is, and it determines how they're going to relate to what you're saying.
So you're saying we have to find the context to start the communication, and that
we got to find the most powerful context, okay, that makes the sale.
Right.
Okay.
And that's paid, and that's get paid for your resources instead of paying to waste. That's
a pretty powerful context.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a powerful context. It might not be the most powerful one.
Yeah.
For example, if you know this guy needs to has kids.
Yeah.
Okay. It might be a more powerful context to say, look, I'm going to show you how to put your kids through college with stuff that you're throwing away right now.
Yeah.
Now, he relates to putting his kids through college. That's a lot bigger problem than he has an extra $200 or $300 a month.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah, that's pretty strong. So we got like, I don't know how much video I got left. Let's go through the rest of it. Okay. Lightning round.
All right, so
that's awesome.
So we'll keep working on this context until you find the ones that really work the best, and they may not even be related to waste. That's my point.
Yeah, it might be related to college and.
It might be related to ease of use or their kids' college or they want to retire.
We have no idea unless we
account.
find
You
the
don't know
content.
unless you
Ask the question.
figure out how they're related to what we're doing. Okay, so once you establish that relatedness, okay, the context for the conversation, you say what's possible. So like what's possible for this guy would be, I say it's possible that we can pay for your one kid's college degree.
Yeah.
Okay.
With with the savings.
With the savings, right? We'll just take that money, we'll put it in a retirement account, it'll compound, and by the time they're 18, they're going to school, you don't have to come out of pocket. How would you like that? Now
I love
you're interested in seeing how to do it, right?
Yes, sir.
So that naturally leads into the, well, how, what, when, where, and how. Like, well, how is it that feasible? How can we do that? What's the practicality of it, right? And if it's possible, if they want it, it's possible, and it can, and they know how they can do it. The next thing you do is
action.
You make promises and actions. Well, what action? It's like, we'll sign this contract,
which is a
set
right.
up an IRA. Okay.
Yeah.
Start selecting schools, figuring out how much that costs and how much, right?
We pretty much listed it as the action is a right to the reuse. And once we get that contract, we'll right size the trash can, sign up sign them up for the co-op, which is probably going to be what the software creates, not our business, but basically if all these small restaurants or landscapers combine their purchasing power, they'll get a way better price on their commodity.
That might be in this feasibility. You know, it's like you don't have enough trash to do it on your own to make it worth our.
Yeah, the only way it's economically feasible is if they partner with the rest of the restaurants.
If everybody partners together, now y'all can sell it in bulk.
Yeah.
Right. So now it's feasible, right? But they got to hear it as feasible. Once again, it's how they hear it. Right. So they got to hear it as feasible. Then the actions are naturally flow out of that.
Right.
Okay. And once they take actions, guess what? The next thing that happens is results. And at the end of the year or the end of the 5 years or whatever, you're measuring these results against what you said was possible here.
How much did they save? How much did they make? What kind of tokens did they get? What kind of rebates are tokens good for?
Okay, so
morale.
You know what? We didn't fund his whole college. We funded half of his college.
Yeah.
They're still going to be happy.
Yeah, so we can't make that promise anymore. We have to be like half a college.
Well,
but we don't know till we measure it.
You don't know till you do opportunity. Who, what, when, where, and how. How feasible is that?
Right.
But you could go in. It's like, hey, I think, why don't you turn your waste into a college education?
Yeah.
Or at least part.
That's the context.
Right. That's a powerful context.
We need to go with we need to create something like that. And this guy right here, Steve Mangum, is the guy to help us do that. So, thank you very much, Mr. Mangum. You the man.